What family tradition had a secret you didn't expect? When I was younger, my family had this odd little tradition every holiday. After dinner, once the table was cleared, my grandparents would insist that everyone gather in the living room. They'd dim the lights, make sure the curtains were closed, and then pull out this old record player with a single recording. Nobody ever explained why, and as a kid, I just thought it was one of those weird grown-up things you didn't question. My cousins and I would roll our eyes, whisper to each other when the adults weren't looking, but we all knew better than to ask. It was like an unspoken rule, don't talk about the record. Every year, the same thing happened. The record would play, we'd all sit in silence, and then afterward, everyone acted like it had never happened. Plates of pie would suddenly appear, the TV would go on, and laughter would return as if that quiet, heavy moment never existed. At first, I honestly didn't notice anything strange. The scratchy sound of the vinyl, the low voice coming through the speakers, it almost sounded like background noise to me. But as I got older, I started picking up on details. My grandparents always sat stiff, almost frozen. My mom would cross her arms tightly, like she was bracing herself. And my uncles, who were usually the loudest people in the room, sat dead silent, staring straight ahead. The silence wasn't peaceful. It was heavy. It felt like we were all waiting for something bad to happen, but nobody would explain why. By the time I was a teenager, I couldn't take it anymore. One year, after everyone had gone home, I finally asked my mom what the deal was. She sighed, told me it was just tradition, and tried to change the subject. But I kept pushing. That's when she finally told me the truth. The record wasn't just music. It was a recording my great-grandfather had made before he passed away. But it wasn't a sweet farewell or a message of love. It was his confession. On that recording he talked about regrets, mistakes, and secrets, things the family never dared to speak about out loud. Suddenly, it all made sense. The tense silence. The way everyone avoided eye contact. The reason nobody explained it to the kids. It wasn't a quirky little tradition. It was a ritual of remembering something too heavy to forget. And that's why, year after year, we all sat there listening, even if it hurt. As a child, I thought it was just some strange family quirk. But after learning the truth, I realized our tradition wasn't about honoring the past, it was about carrying its weight, over and over again. Even now, when the holidays roll around, that record comes out. Everyone gathers in silence, just like always. And while I sit there listening to his voice, I can't help but wonder, are we honoring him, or are we trapped by him?